Good morning, everyone. My name's Chloe. I'm the co-founder of Two Green Shoots, and we're delighted to be collaborating with the Wellbeing Network West Cork to run a series of um, Monday morning sessions through February themed around creativity and calm in the garden. And today we looked at feeding your senses by feeding the birds. And I just want to take you on a whistle-stop tour of what we covered for anybody that missed any pieces, or indeed if you weren't able to make it to today. So we are looking at two different types of feeders. One is the pine cone feeder, which is as simple as getting a large pine cone, putting it on a radiator to open up the cone, and then filling it with your bird seed. And you're just adding a little tie up at the top of the pine cone to hang it in your garden. And the second one was a little shallow jar. I was saying in the session that goo dessert jars are really, really good. They're particularly shallow, and you just are adding, again, your little string tie up at the top of the jar and then filling it with your mix. The other thing, if you haven't got any goo jars, is to actually do a double string on a little jam jar. So again, you're going for the smallest, most shallow jam jar that you can get. You're adding one looped tie around the top and another one at the bottom, and that will make sure that the mouth of your jar is horizontal and it won't collect water. If I hold this one, you'll see what happens without. So that's your second feeder. The mix that we looked at today was a general birdseed mix with peanut butter mixed through it. And you're literally just adding enough peanut butter to bring that mixture together to the point where your seeds aren't falling out of it. So if you can see that mixture there, that's absolutely perfect. And the reason this is such a good mix is because it's a general wild bird seed. It'll attract the biggest diversity of species, and by mixing your peanut butter through it, peanut butter is really high in protein and energy, which is exactly what your birds want to be eating at this time of year. Now listen, I've got lots more resources which I'm going to send through as a Word document, so do look out for those, or if you're just picking up in this video, contact Ita Murphy at the Wellbeing Network West Cork, and she'll be able to share those with you. And that's got lots more information about what you can and can't feed wild birds, and also my top tips for creating a fantastic habitat, because the feeders are fantastic as an instant food source for your birds. But they're both costly and time consuming to make. So we always recommend stepping back and looking at your garden in more general, and actually starting to introduce a mixture of plants that will provide seeds and fruit and blossom to bring in insects, which for your insectivorous birds are really important as well. And actually looking at creating a fantastic habitat that your wild birds will be able to be sustained by right through the seasons, and indeed create habitats for them to nest. So I'll include all of that in an accompanying resource pack, so do ask Ita for those. But listen, thank you everybody who made it this week, and I really look forward to seeing you next week.